journal. I'm filming another spur of the moment reading vlog. This is gonna be the days leading up into the Witchathon and the Buzzword Readathon, but you won't see this until after those readathons are over. Before the Witchathon and the Buzzword Readathon start, I want to get a couple books off of my TBR. I'm gonna be trying to read Restore Me by Tahereh Mafi. Explosion just announced that this is their book of the month. Since I already pre-ordered Defy Me, I still haven't read Restore Me. I figured I should be reading this already. I mean, it is kind of big, but it's Tahereh Mafi. I've literally never finished one of her books in less than a day. Also want to read Serpentine by Cindy Pon. This is only 240 pages. It's super short. I should definitely be able to finish this. I am going to Cindy Pon's signing for Ruse, and even though that has nothing to do with this book, I've been wanting to read her first series for so long. Ever since I first heard her talk about this series, I've always wanted to read it, and I finally purchased it, and I'm gonna be getting it signed, so I figured this is the perfect time to read it. If somehow I manage to finish both of those books, which I highly doubt, I'm going to be reading Sheets. This is a graphic novel about a girl who has to take care of her parent laundry mat business, and then a ghost starts haunting it or whatever. Art style is really cool. Like, it's so colorful and nice. I think it'd be so cool to read this and film a time lapse of it. I've never filmed a time lapse of a graphic novel. I think that'd be really cool. Most likely I probably won't get to this. I hope I will. Now I'm gonna go read. I just finished Restore Me. I'm all bundled up because it's cold. Restore Me was absolutely amazing. I love that this book was so long. I liked this one better than the original series. For the most part, the original Shatter Me trilogy is really fast. In this book, it was slow, but not in a bad way. I really liked how slow-paced this was. Everything was paced very well, except for the end, because the end literally happened in like 5 pages. So many things happened in the ending. Oh my god, I cannot believe what just happened. I am still in shock. Goodness, Defy Me is coming out in a few weeks because oh my gosh, I need Defy Me now. I love that Kenji and Warner could like not stand each other at all in this book. They were just constantly fighting. It was hilarious. There's this part Warner says, "I detest you," and then Kenji's like, "Oh, I love that we feel the same way about each other." Juliet tells Warner and Kenji they should try to be friends. Juliet is like, "Okay, fine. Since you guys hate each other so much, I don't care if you're friends or not. Okay, whatever, just hate each other." I love that we got Warner's point of view in this one. I've only ever seen Warner's point of view in Destroy Me, and at first glimpse of his point of view, I was hooked. I love that we got to know so much more about the reestablishment in this book. One of the weakest things about the original Shatter Me trilogy that pretty much everybody always talks about is the world building. These books are so character driven, but in this book, we got a little bit more about why reestablishment was created. I don't want to spoil too much, but we get to meet some people from the rest of the world, from other sectors. Some people are foes, but some people are friends. I love that Juliet finally gets like a female friendship. I loved Restore Me so much. I'm probably gonna give it 5 stars. I don't know if I want to start Serpentine right away because I'm still in shock of what happened at the end of Restore Me. It's about a week later after the Witchathon and the Buzzword Readathon. I decided because I didn't finish this vlog before the Buzzword Readathon and the Witchathon, didn't complete the books that I wanted to read in this vlog, I decided to extend this vlog more long-term, update whenever I finish the books. Today is the release day of Defy Me. I pre-ordered Defy Me. It came in, at least I hope it's Defy Me. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of an unboxing. I'm so excited. Oh my god. Probably not gonna read Defy Me like right away because I still need to finish Serpentine and Wind Witch. Oh god, I think I broke it.
What did I do?
It's Defy Me! Oh my god! Defy Me! I'm so excited! I'm not a huge fan of the cover. I think it's way too similar to Restore Me. It literally looks like the exact same cover and they just changed the color scheme a little bit. I do like the purple here. I feel like it kind of looks blue, but it's purple! Ooh, I don't think any of them have ever been purple. I'm so excited to read Defy Me. I want to read it like right now, but I still haven't read Shadow Me, which is the Kenji novella. I have it on hold from my library and hopefully it's gonna come in soon. I really want to read that one before I read Defy Me, so I'm definitely gonna read that one first and then try to finish Serpentine and Wind Witch. Then I'm gonna dive into Defy Me. I can't wait! Well, it's been a while since I've updated this reading vlog. Honestly, I kind of forgot about this reading vlog, but I figured I should finish this out by reading a graphic novel, which is pretty quick. So initially I was gonna read Sheets, but I went to my library and I found the Jane Eyre graphic novel, and it's literally like Jane Eyre in graphic novel form. We all know I'm trash for Jane Eyre. That is not new. I've been meaning to reread Jane Eyre forever, and I feel like this is going to be such a fun way to reread Jane Eyre. I'm really excited to read this and see what I think about it. So I just finished the graphic novel of Jane Eyre and I really loved this. Who's shocked? No one. But it was really nice. The art style was really unique. Some spreads that were really beautiful, especially like the fire scene was really beautiful. A lot of the scenes outside in Thornfield were really beautiful. I really loved the art style and it was really fun reading the story of Jane Eyre through a graphic novel. I felt like I was reading the book again for the first time. Because of this new format, I got to experience the story again in a different way, and I really, really loved it. I never get sick of Jane Eyre. I've literally read so many retellings and seen so many adaptations of it. I love this story so much. You need to reread the actual book sometime. And there was actually like some additional things in this book too. Like it had like a timeline and talked about Charlotte Bronte's life. It talked about her family and some of her other books. And I just reread, like I already knew about Charlotte Bronte's life, but it was kind of nice to reread it, but also just made me so sad. Charlotte Bronte's life is like so sad. She basically lost like her mother when she was really young. All of her sisters died of tuberculosis. Her brother died of tuberculosis. She died of tuberculosis in childbirth. I'm not sure if she died in childbirth or if she died while pregnant, but she also died of tuberculosis and she wasn't even 40. She didn't even reach 40 and she died of tuberculosis. It makes me so sad, but also like that was the reality of life in the 1800s. Everybody freaking died of tuberculosis. It's good to know that we are in better times, that people do no longer die of tuberculosis at the age of 39. Reading her life story and like again and like reading about like her different books kind of made me want to try out some of her other books. I've never actually read any other of Charlotte Bronte's works. I've only ever read Jane Eyre, and I love it so much that I feel like I might actually like some of her other books. I know Villette was published after Jane Eyre, and Shirley was also published after Jane Eyre, so I feel like those I might really like. And then The Professor was, I believe, her first book. I feel like maybe I should read some of Charlotte Bronte's other works. I might actually really love them, especially since I love Jane Eyre so much. And I've been wanting to read the Bronte sisters as well, because I feel like if I love Jane Eyre so much, I might love Wuthering Heights or The Tenant of Wildfell Hall as well. But I don't know, like classics just always intimidate me, and I'm always put off reading them because even though I love classics so much, definitely not easy books to read, and it takes a lot for me to read them. So I always like procrastinate and don't read them. But I really want to try to read more classics because I do really love them. I really love the graphic novel of Jane Eyre, and I highly recommend it if you love Jane Eyre and you want to read it in a different format. It just made me so happy revisiting this story, even though this graphic novel was basically made for not necessarily like little kids, but for to get reluctant readers to experience classic stories in a different way. So because of that, the graphic novel was written in not necessarily like simple language, but it definitely was written in less sophisticated language than Jane Eyre was written. So for that, it did take me a little bit out of the story. Original Jane Eyre is written in such sophisticated and beautiful and high level language, and it's hard to understand at times, but it's also one of the easiest classics to understand. But this was written in a very not necessarily modern language, but a lot easier to understand than the original Jane Eyre. So because of that, it didn't necessarily feel like I was reading the original Jane Eyre, but an adaptation of it. And there were some lines that were taken straight out of Jane Eyre, but for the most part, it was an adaptation. I think this is all for this reading vlog. It's kind of a sporadic reading vlog that I just filmed over a few months and pretty much completely forgot about for a while. Whoops. Anyways, I hope to not do this again and do more consistent reading vlogs that are over a span of like a shorter time period and not a bunch of sporadic clips filmed over a couple months. It's the end of this sporadic random reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed this miscellaneous clips that I filmed throughout several months. Let me know down below if you want to see more reading vlogs like this. Social media links are all down below. My Twitter, my Bookstagram, my Goodreads. Arrivederci!